when I came in, my sciatica was pretty bad on my left leg. I couldn't stay in the same spot sleeping in bed. I had to constantly readjust and flip around to manage the pain, and that just slowly and progressively went away. I didn't notice a lot at first. I had actually just had my first child. I was carrying around the left side too much, which I think was furthering my pains. But over time, the process, alleviated. I think the biggest thing that changed for me was I was sleeping better. I wasn't tossing and turning as much. Being able to sleep better, you can't really put a dollar on that. But overall, it was just a gradual improvement. There wasn't necessarily a day that I just woke up and felt great.
Can you describe what you were experiencing before starting care with us?
I had a lot of stiffness in my lower back, some pain in my left hip. A lot of it was the result of playing sports growing up in football in college, and I'd had neck and back surgery in the past, and just general wear and tear.
Yeah, and what other ways were you trying to fix these problems that you were having?
Well, I initially lost a lot of weight and focused on a lot of stretching, how I was working out, and diet, all that stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Were you ever under care with other chiropractors or other physical therapists?
No,
Okay, and so how confident were you that you could have these issues resolved by starting in our office?
I was honestly skeptical at first as we came in for my daughter, and then I saw the process and I said it's worth trying for myself as well.
Yeah, when you thought about trying to heal these issues, where were you getting your information from or doing your research before coming in?
Honestly, I was just living with it. I had given up.
And how did you decide what you thought might work and what you thought might not work? I know you said you were initially a skeptic, but kind of walk me through that a little bit.
Well, my back surgery was almost 20 years ago, and after I'd had it, they said that I would likely need another, as they just removed part of the disc, and my neck was fused together, and just as I said before, the normal wear and tear. I was under the impression that my back was just going to hurt and to deal with it.
And so, how would you describe the change you saw after starting care with us?
It was progressive. I didn't notice a lot at first. I had actually just had my first child. I was carrying around the left side too much, which I think was furthering my pains. But over time, the process, alleviated. I think the biggest thing that changed for me was I was sleeping better. I wasn't tossing and turning as much, but overall it was just a gradual improvement. There wasn't necessarily a day that I just woke up and felt great after a session. It was over time.
Yeah, absolutely. And how long do you think it took to start seeing those results and changes?
I think starting to feel different was probably in the 6 to 8 weeks range, and then probably, after 3 months, it was very noticeable.
Yeah, and can you elaborate a little bit on the kind of like the severity of the change that you saw and how it was feeling before versus how it was feeling after the first few months?
Well, when I came in, my sciatica was pretty bad on my left leg. I couldn't stay in the same spot sleeping in bed. I had to constantly readjust and flip around to manage the pain, and that just slowly and progressively went away.
That's awesome. And if you had to tell someone the best thing that has happened since being under care with us, what would you say?
Well, for a family, it's been great. The process is easy. It's in and out service, and the results are there. The being able to sleep better, you can't really put a dollar on that.
Yeah, totally. And so now kind of talking more about the overall experience in the office, which you just kind of mentioned, what had you, initially think of care for yourself, kind of secondarily, actually, bringing your daughter in, but then what part of the experience made you think like, yeah, I want to get the family started?
I guess traditionally I viewed chiropractors as almost like getting a massage, where I'm going to go in, they're going to adjust me, I'll feel good for a couple days, and then it goes away. And I'm right back to where I was. And when I learned more about the process and that it took time, it wasn't a quick fix. I bought in more to the concept because I know that there isn't an overnight fix for the stuff I was experiencing.
Yeah, it's definitely more of a process of healing, helping your body heal itself rather than just the provider being the one that does the healing for you. And so that's where it's more of a, like you said, longer term, a way of changing the way that we think about it. And so, were there any specific moments or aspects of our service that really stood out to you?
I think it's just the ease of scheduling, the the ease of appointments, and we've developed great relationship, which is great. My daughter loves coming in. I'm happy to come in. It's going to see Dr. Tom is part of our week 3 times, and she always looks forward to it. I'm happy to go as well.
Awesome. And to wrap it all up, what would you say to another person who's in the same position you were in and they're trying to decide if they want to try chiropractic care?
Stop trying the quick fixes and dedicate yourself to a process over time.
Short and sweet. I mean, that's totally, what we're looking for. And, thank you for trusting me with your health, with how your body's feeling and how your body's functioning. But also thank you for trusting me with your family.